Well, it's that time of year, it's warming up, the sun's out, and now we have a dilemma. Top on or top off? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Clint, and like I was saying in the intro, it's that time of year where we're all thinking about taking our tops off. Well, my problem is I keep gear in the back of my Jeep, and I've always been concerned about it going missing. You know, stuff flying out of the back when you're going down the road and whatever. But I found a solution. There's a couple of different companies that make a similar product. I chose this one, and we're going to get it installed today. So as you guys saw on the back of my Jeep, I keep a tub back there. It's got a good amount of tools. I've got recovery gear, zip ties, the kinds of stuff that we often keep in our Jeeps. Now, I thought about getting some type of, like a truck box or something, that way I can mount it to the foot loops or something, figure out some way to get it mounted in there solid. And also my sub, if you guys watch my sub install video, I don't have it mounted anywhere. It's just kind of set in between the seats and that tub, and that holds it pretty well. But, I want to take my top off, and if I go to the grocery store or, we just go out to eat somewhere, I've always been concerned and worried about somebody just reaching in there and yanking the wires out and taking off with my sub or my gearbox or whatever. What this is going to do is it's going to cover up from the body on both sides all the way across, and there's no way to get inside of it. Your security comes because it'll come all the way to the end where the tailgate closes over, and that it'll fit right underneath that lip on the tailgate. So all you got to do is make sure your tailgate's locked and nobody can get into it. So I mean, nothing is completely secure and theft proof, but they're going to have to work for it. So let's get this box opened up and see what we got. There it is. I've never unboxed anything that I've ordered that was packaged as well as this was. If the packing is any indication of the quality and their quality control and the workmanship, this is going to be a badass piece, and I'm excited to get it started. There are no instructions. They do have written instructions that you can download, and they've also got a couple of instructional videos how to put it together, and that's going to be my reference. First thing you're going to want to do is take your top off. Whether it's a hard top or a soft top, it's going to have to come off. And then take anything out of the back of your Jeep that you may have. Then I've laid all my parts out. I used the box and some of the packing foam, to kind of protect it. In just the time, it probably took me 30 minutes to unpack everything and lay it all out. And in that time, the parts laying in the sun, they got friggin' hot. So I suggest laying them out in a shady spot. That way you're not burning your fingers while you're trying to put it together. Now we're going to take some painter's tape or masking tape, whatever you got. Something, you don't want to use duct tape because it'll stick to your plastic and just be all nasty. But take you some masking tape or painter's tape and put on either side of your latch, because what this is going to do is it's going to mark the height of your latch. So this is going to have to come loose. We're not going to take it off, but it's going to come loose. So we got to make sure that we have it marked accordingly so that we get it back at the right height so your tailgate closes and latches properly. Now, using a T40, we're going to loosen these bolts up on this latch. Now we're going to take, they call this the giraffe bracket. You can see it kind of looks like a giraffe. You're going to put it in like this. This is the head going forward. Just slide it back in behind your tailgate latch. And you're going to want it about even with the top of the tub, and then just snug it back down. Don't tighten it down, just snug it up where it kind of holds there in place. Actually, you got to take both of them off on the passenger side, because this multi-bend bracket is going to go right here underneath that. So now I think the next step is to assemble these wings that go on the sides. Again, I'm not really sure. I'm figuring this out as I go, because like I said, there are no instructions, and every video that I see on YouTube it's for a friggin' 4-door. And so some of the parts are a little bit different, and I can't find anything on a 2-door. So I'm piecing this together as best I can. The difference in your wings are this hole right here, that's your driver's side, because that's where your wiring for your back glass is going to come up through. This corner piece on here, and if you have a soft top, you're not going to use these. Tighten it down with a 7/16. Do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to put the cover over this hole right here for your wiring harness. Now we're going to flip these over upside down. And install the 2-inch foam. Do the same thing for both sides. Now once you have your protective foam on here, turn them back over. You see these holes right here, these are where your top, the bolts for your top are going to go into. You're going to want to get that foam out of there. Now we're going to put the fork plates on. That's these pieces. They can go on either side. It really doesn't matter. So you flip this over and see these two holes right here, here and here. That's where these are going to line up. Now, make sure you put it on there right, because what this does, this is going to slide. This piece right here is going to slide up under the lip on the tub. It's going to help prevent people from grabbing the lip and trying to pry up on it, thinking they can get into it.
Make sure you leave these fairly loose to help with ease of installation.
Now we're going to put the wing skin on, and it doesn't seem too difficult, but kind of fits over like that, and you want to tilt it up so that you get that fork plate where it drops down loose, where it fits underneath the edge of the tub. Now that you've got it on there, take a couple of your hardtop bolts and put in there, hold it in place. One thing that's not mentioned anywhere is on the two-door, your seat belts are going to have to come off. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. You can pull these plastic panels off and take the whole thing out, or just unbolt it from the floor with a 21 millimeter, run it back down in there, and I just used some Velcro and Velcroed it up. Should be good to go. Okay, I don't know if this is supposed to be the next thing I'm doing or not. But, because like I said, there's nothing for the two doors out there, so I'm kind of figuring this out. It appears that this piece right here is what's going to hold the bottom down, and it fits down onto your middle loop for your back seat. It's got this channel in there, you just kind of work it underneath it like that. Like so. And then your front wall is going to go like this, and I'm just trying to figure this out, line it up with the bolt holes. So this hole here lines up, so I'm going to stick a bolt with a nut and washer in here just to kind of hold all this in place, because I think the front piece actually goes through both of these brackets, so we'll see. And let's do the same thing for this side. In hindsight, I probably should have just went ahead and put these front pieces on to start with and just had them attached, because it's a channel and it's not extremely difficult, but it's a little bit of a pain to get your fingers up in there to get the nut and washer on there. Alright, those are on. Now we're going to take these horizontal supports and put some of this foam tape on it to help keep it quiet, because we don't want rattles, do we? Try to put these towards the outside edge, because this is what your top panels are going to sit on, your folding panels. Like that. Now we're going to put this bracket on here, or this frame, the top frame. So you can see how it's open up here. This is the larger side. You want this facing the front of the Jeep. Remember that giraffe bracket? I'm going to come in from behind that and then this is going to go up in here like that. We'll put this bolt in the front in first, kind of help hold this thing up. If you had another set of hands, that would be awesome. This bolt is definitely a pain in the ass. Now we'll use an extension, tighten this front bolt, go ahead and tighten it up. There we go. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now this one is actually going to, the multi-bend is going to go into this hole right here rather than the back one. That side, the giraffe eye went in this one. This side is going to go in this hole right here, the forward hole. All right, Now we're going to put together the front wall with the access panel. Now the spacer is going to go on here first like this. So now we're going to take this 1/2 inch foam, go from the bottom edge to the top edge. So it'll help make sure the door stays nice and tight and doesn't rattle around on you. Just like that. These larger hinges are for the top, or for the folding top. These smaller hinges are what goes on this access panel. There we go. Now we can flip this over. Tighten these up with a 5/16. So the access door is installed. Alright, now we're going to put the lock assembly on. Let's flip it over to the inside. You'll have a manila envelope like this one. It's got a peel and stick magnet. It's going to go right here for your locking cam. You don't want it right on the edge. You want it maybe 1/8 to a 1/4 of an inch up off there like that. So let's get that on there. I'm gonna have a mess to clean up. Just kind of center it on your lock hole. Now, take the lock assembly, Phillips head screw. You can see that. Phillips head screw. Unscrew that. Take the cam off. There's an O-ring in here. Definitely don't want to lose that. It just popped off there. But this lock nut has to come off. Let's see. How do I want this? Okay, I want it like that. And however you turn the keyhole on this side is where the cam's going to be. So I want to set it so when I turn the key up, the cam is up and I know it's locked. So we're going to go like that. Come up through this side. Put the lock nut back on. Put the O-ring back around here. And put the cam lock on. if this dude works. Like it's supposed to. Right on. Alright guys, I think I got this front panel installation figured out. So this piece goes on the inside right there. If you can see here, it's got holes all the way down and it lines up perfectly. Now this dewey right here, I don't even know what the hell they call that, a mounting bracket I guess. It's got a loop that slides up under your loop for your seat, where your seat locks. So then you put your bolts in from this side. Alright, passenger side is on. What's confusing is that front panel for the 4 doors, the whole panel, you can actually fix it where it'll fold down. Best I can tell, it doesn't work like that with the 2 doors because of the way it mounts and locks into the loops for the back seat. Alright, so now we're going to put these tie down rails on here. They are left and right side. You can put them on wrong. Once I got these little pieces right here are called the roll bar fillers. If you'll notice here on your wing panels, you've got a gap and that slides right in there. Well, once I figured that out, then I was able to determine that I had these on the wrong side, and I've already switched the other one. But you'll see now I've got all the bolts in here, and they should slide right into place. Look at that, just like that. And then this roll bar filler, the fat end, because this hole is offset, the fat end is going to go towards the roll bar. Right in there like that. Put a bolt through it and then go put all your nuts back on, but don't tighten them down yet. Take this large panel, this is going to be the top. See, it's got holes on this end for the hinge. If you look on either end, there's holes on the side, and there are holes right here. So I think that's what these pins are for. That's what's going to hold the top onto the side frames. It slides down where you put that foam piece. So it's going to go from the inside and then just clip in like that. I know you can't see what I'm doing very well, but you get the idea. There it is. All right, those are in. Good deal. Now, you can take the back half, put it in place. Damn, that's hot. And get the big hinges that I was trying to put in the wrong place last time, put them up here. Go ahead and get your 8 washers and nuts and tighten the front half down. You can set your gap how you want it. If you want a little more gap there, you just pull it out. If you want a nice tight gap, get it how you want it, and then tighten the back ones up. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten up all those bolts that hold the front panel to those side pieces. I'm going to go ahead and tighten all those up. I'm going to tighten all these bolts up here on each side, and then I'm going to tighten the fork bolts up that hold the wings to the side of the Jeep. Now we're going to put the tailgate skin on. It's got 3 holes. They line up right here. You can see they have up and down adjustment. So I'm going to put the middle bolt in first to kind of hold it there. Alright, so the adjustment, they recommend sliding it all the way up to start with. That way this is almost flush. This tailgate skin is going to be just a tad taller than your deck lid. Once you've made sure your marks on your tape for your tailgate latch are in the right position, go ahead and snug it down so you can make a test fit. Look at that. That's perfect. One thing I didn't mention, because I didn't know to look for it, they send this large rubber seal, and it actually goes right in here. So I don't think I'll have to take all this apart to put this on here. It's just a peel and stick, just like the other. Stick that on there, and that'll help seal that, because it's not a perfect gap right there. It's not a perfect seal, but put that right there, it should fix that right up. The other thing is this goes on the edge of the tailgate skin. Overall, installing this thing, it wasn't difficult other than just trying to figure it out. So hopefully, now there being a 2-door JL video out there, hopefully you guys can have this installed in just a couple hours. It's kind of tedious putting all the parts together, but at least I was able to figure out what went where. So any of you guys that are 2-door owners that order one of these, at least you'll have some reference and be okay, yeah, that's where that goes. So I'm tired. I'm looking for a beer right about now, and I like this thing. We'll see. I'm going wheeling next weekend. No, not next weekend. I'm going wheeling next week, sometime during the week. So I'll do an update, let you guys know how it did, if it rattled, how much noise I heard. I mean, I know it's going to rattle some. I mean, it's going to. But if I come back and make any tweaks or adjustments, I'll let you guys know that in that review video. Hope you guys liked the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Till the next time, keep the shiny side up. Jeep on.